quantitative easing that's on the horizon. And guys, quantitative easing, otherwise known as QE. So listen for QE, because I'm about to show you next what this is going to mean for the stock market, your stocks, your money, and I need you to pay attention. Right. QE is a central bank strategy to boost economies by creating money to buy financial assets. This is key. Creating money means they're creating it, pulling it out of thin air. It don't exist.
Your comments
we
show
are already
up here.
Trillions of dollars in debt. Yet they're creating more money. Listen to what I'm telling you, that although we brought interest rates down, we still didn't ever get them back down to where they were before all of this started. Now only being at the level it's at, and we're about to create money out of thin air, aka turn on the money printing machine again. You're going to see
money printing machine. All right, so here's the stocks: Twilio, Walmart, whatever that is, Rivian, Plab, and Lulu. So Rivimendi. So look at this thing. You see what we got going on here? You can see the numbers on the right. There we go. That should work. You can see those numbers on the right. Dang, you still can't. How about now? Alright, so here's the dealio, cool people. They're about to reset your money. Yeah, so look, Twilio, Walmart, and Lulu look interesting. So we'll just do that, and we'll just get going here. Pull up like 6 of these. That's 6, right? And then, whoops. Pull up 6 of these. So I already forgot the stocks. Walmart. Rivian, Plab, and Lulu. Okay. Whoops. Don't want that. Whatever. Okay. God, this ChatGPT is very testy. Okay, so what is going on here? Excuse me. Oh yeah, we should look at what the market's doing. So NASDAQ is, drumroll please, doing nothing. Or no, capping up. Capping up. Sorry. Wow. That's a pretty significant gap up. So Tessie's cooking, I bet. Ay, ay, ay. I don't get how this works. Does this open? I don't know how this works. Whatever. Alright. Yeah, this is actually live and your comments show up here. So, yep. Twilio, Walmart, and Lulu. Really just Twilio and Twilio and Lulu. Whoops, I did $100. I meant $1,000. And also, I didn't do this thing. Oh boy. Boy. Should work fine. Okay. Here we go. I don't know if that updated on Twitter or whatever, but whatever. $1,000 into these two stocks will surpass your full-time job. I'm not a financial advisor, but I'll tell you what the stocks are. The stocks are Lulu, ticker symbol LULU, and Twilio, ticker symbol TWLO. Lulu just had Q3 earnings. The reaction is awesome. A lot of stocks in the sector, Kohl's, American Eagle, Abercrombie and Fitch, all had big moves, Urban Outfitters. So when there's a strong sector and a stock has recent earnings, just over a high volume close level, that's interesting. There's another stock as well, that's Twilio. Interestingly, Salesforce is up. It's been a while since Salesforce has been up, and Salesforce is basically the software head of the snake. So Twilio is also up. It's nice to see Salesforce up for the sake of Twilio. Service Titan is up as well, ticker symbol TTAN. So these stocks look very strong, and typically I wouldn't say, if a stock's up to, it might be a good idea to buy, but these are up after earnings reaction, so it's a little different. There's a very clear level of risk. So let's jump into these. There's also 4 other stocks. I'll tell you right after this message.
This is Sam Putnam.
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 So here's the deal, guys. RVMD, Rivian, and PLAB, as well as Walmart, are all interesting right now. And we can jump into those. This is actually live, so you can comment. Here's Lulu right now. And this is this high volume close level. So it's pretty clear on a 30-day chart that 205 is the spot. So right now we're getting a little bit of a gap up in futures. So if you're not familiar how it works, is on Sunday, the market opens up, as in futures open up, and they literally tell us kind of what the future is going to be for the market on Monday morning, tomorrow, depending on when you're seeing this. So we're getting a significant gap up after this big down day. So here's Lulu. And this could gap up, it might not. Another one to look at is Tesla in terms of possible gap up. Given it had such a strong day, it kind of failed, but it does have overnight trading, so that'll open up. And then here's this flag on Twilio. Twilio itself has had, it's been a minute since it had this earnings, but it's definitely a change in character. it broke through here. And these lines aren't perfect, but this green day definitely signified that this wanted to go, and it held. So as far as what it's going to do, well, you could definitely buy it over, it's rejected this day, this day, this day, this day, this day, this day. So, that's the spot, 135, risk a couple of bucks, go for 20 bucks. Lulu, I gave it's that 205 level. The other 4 stocks, Walmart setting up. This might gap up, given futures is gapping up, which will make it difficult to buy. But if it does hold, or even has a little red day tomorrow, a small day, that would be great to buy over 115. And then these other stocks, Rivian, incredible strength on Friday on a day when the market went down a lot. So this thing can really trend significantly, 15% in a couple of days. So maybe it'll have another little green day, maybe it'll sell off, but that much strength means this is worth watching. If you can get it off of this really close peak 18, that would be great. So maybe it'll gap up and then sell off. That would be awesome. And then Plab, another earnings reaction coming back, right? So 36 is the level to buy off there. It's not 36, it's 36.9, pretty much 40. RVMD, this flag, this is what you want to look for tomorrow. Buying above 79. And then that's all of them, right? So there is a lot else going on that we can flip through, but here's the deal. None of these big stocks are really buyable. Nvidia is holding. They had that news where China was like, okay, you can import your chips or whatever, or the US allowed them. And then it just sold off when China said, why can't our own companies do that? So that was no good for Nvidia so far. Google, it's great if you're a shareholder. If you're not, well, just let this thing go sideways. There's really nothing to do right now. So I'll just let that one chill, in my opinion. Amazon, definitely nothing to do here. Broadcom sold off. There was a reason for this. But it's such a vicious sell-off, you definitely can't touch that. We already talked about Tesla. TSM's a big sell-off. Here's that Walmart chart. Again, it would be great if this could come back down a little bit. Lilly, some strength in pharmaceuticals. There's a little bit of a shelf here. So 3 green days is a little tough to buy it. And, we've looked through a lot of these. One way to basically get a good read on these is to sort by ADR, so average daily range. And this is actually like average over the course of a year. I mean, you can fiddle with it. But yes, use 365 is the days. So what it does is it gives you a bunch of stocks that move a lot. You can see NBIS is on there. So that's not something you want. I mean, data centers are coming, but not yet. Memory stocks selling off. I don't know that that's interesting to anyone. This is just a choppy thing. mRNA just doesn't move well. CLSK building a shelf. TEM selling off. Ugh. This optoelectronics thing selling off. That's not interesting. There might be some short opportunities, actually. I hate to start talking about short opportunities, but, I don't see why not. Crypto stuff's not interesting. Nuclear selling off. The Riot is just too spiky. And I like this way to filter through them. So what we're up to here is we're going from the ones that move the most over the past year to the least. So, you know, you're gonna these are not totally in order in terms of how much they move on a given day, but anyway, how much they generally move, if that's the order. INSP, let it come down a little bit more. Affirm. The tough thing with shorting is you start to look at these as shorts, and then you're like, you know, most of them are neither shorts or longs. Almost all of them you can't short and you can't long them. So HUT, open in that category. QS. Saya is kind of choppy and odd. ANF up there. Lou, whatever, Marvel. Just a disaster. QBTS, nothing. BRZE, I don't know what this is. I'm a little curious, right? I mean, see if we can get Gemini going. What does BRZE ticker do? I'm still waiting for Gemini to blow me away, but so far they haven't even, you know, done anything useful. I don't know if you have to go directly to Gemini instead of just Google. But I'm really having trouble with Gemini for stock research. It's just like sanitized and unuseful. Like, it feels like you're talking to like your middle school, like you're doing like a middle school book report or something. Like versus Chat GPT. You know, what does BRZ ticker do? And it actually like just, well, when it isn't just prompting you to say retry. It gives the stock chart, which is fine, you know, whatever, we don't really need that. But they say that, excuse me, they say the exchange, and then they say what it is immediately. And then they do like, I mean, the analyst stuff is unnecessary, but whatever, it's a software stock. If we're being honest, I don't actually use either of those services. I use PR. I use this thing, dilution tracking. So anyway, who cares? That could be interesting to buy over this level. Kind of want to zoom out more to see more of what's going on here. Yeah, maybe. It's definitely a wild moving stock. So anyway, CLF is hanging in there as well. Oh, ENTG. I should look up what this one does as well. I had a question about this one. So. ENTG. What do you do? Semis. Okay. Great. That's not interesting right now. Iron data centers selling off. I know people are really excited about Iron. All the productivity people. Joby, it's doing fine. This ON, if it can shape up a little bit. The sim just got crushed, huh? Such a strong earnings reaction. This is why I want to be more zoned in on shorts maybe this week. It's going to completely ruin the whole content aspect of this, but whatever, I guess. Wolf sold off. Wolf was a little wicky. So it didn't only sell off, it had a big wick above, which is like indicating that, you know, it's a failed breakout. LGN is just marching up. We got to ignore that. APLD just looks uninteresting. ASTS came back to that shelf. That still might be interesting, these space names. They can get a little more attention. Man, Cypher sold off a lot. I mean, I'm not saying Friday was predictable. It was not predictable. But some of these charts make it look like it was. Rivian is just crazy strength. SCI got crushed. CFLT. So I should look this up. I know this is some biotech or something. So because it's like a trial data or whatever, I don't really care, right? But I should. It's just like you're betting on it going up more. Oh, never mind. IBM's going to acquire them. They're not even a biotech. They're a software thing. All right. Well, ignore that. Oh, I didn't realize how sideways it went there. I mean, I did. It's just that was wishful thinking. That relative strength on Friday. Oh god, CRDO looks horrible. EOS is yucky. Ondis is hanging in there. Rubric, if that could catch a bid and get back above that high volume close. UEC. That's kind of weird action. Uranium. VRT just looks... ugh. But man, I know I shouldn't be talking about shorting on this channel, but you know what? It just might be time. It's almost the holidays. It's WVE, an insane amount of volume. I guess I'll look up what we were talking about them the other day. Again, I just don't like these like biotech reactions because they go up. They already went up. Oh, phase 1 RNA obesity drug. Oh yeah, we talked about this yesterday. Semaglutide or whatever. I wouldn't want to short it necessarily, but I don't know. Let me know if you guys see anything interesting on here. But nothing is really jumping out to me. Warby. This whole move was on, I guess, nothing. I know I'm like looking up news. This is really bad behavior because it doesn't matter. But we had some type of Google partnership. They're going to be the next Meta glasses. Boom is just tough to get positioned in. Gap is hanging in there, I guess. Yeah, I'd keep an eye on the gap. You kind of have to, I think, just keep an eye on a lot of these instead of outright buying them right now or outright shorting them, or they need time. Lemonade. Oof. I don't know what to do there. Wait a few days. Lift could just roll over again. I don't know about that. STM is just wedging up. Zillow's kind of choppy but interesting. Let's see what else we got here. All these charts are really ugly. FICO was pretty ugly. GPCR surely was some type of M&A thing. Illumina broke out a little bit. Man, Intel was like a gift of a short. Ah, boy. Just really a gift. What else? UiPath. Rhombus. I hate these ones that just drift upwards in like these boxy candle patterns. UAL. I don't know about that. Expo didn't really go anywhere, unfortunately. ARES, surely some type of merger situation. Kind of getting into the trash here somehow. Finally Core sold off a little bit. Yeah, you just can't buy those things that just march up like that. Salesforce, that's the pattern. CrowdStrike's holding in there. Dash is holding in there. Dash is interesting tomorrow, maybe. Not actually. It's below the 200 day. Sorry. Devon Energy is too choppy. Oh boy. What else? KYMR had a merger or something. Let me know in the comments if you like, seeing how the scanning process goes, as opposed to just, Regeneron's interesting, picking one stock and then giving you like a book report on it. I mean, I'll tell you which one I think is better, like in terms of actually learning, but I don't think you're gonna like the answer. The home builders had to move up. TPG might be shortable tomorrow. That's something to consider. I really don't want to get into shorting. It's just going to change the whole mindset. It's not healthy. Twilio is definitely interesting. Baba looks really uninteresting. It's incredible. That CLS flag failed to a large degree. See what else we got cooking here. There's not a lot. There's not a lot to do. So when that's the case, you kind of just have to relax. which is fine, but it would be better if there was something to do. There's just no stocks that are really... Yeah, I mean, Bristol Myers Squibb, I've talked about it, but you can't just buy off the open tomorrow, especially with a gap up. These Dollar Tree, Dollar General stocks are still ripping. This GEHC isn't bad, I guess. It's moved a lot. I guess we could see what they are manufacturing. Looks like they do health. So that's good. Not sure I want to buy a health stock that's up that much right now. Guardian Health wasn't great, actually. You know, it's kind of drifted down. This INSEE failure was after hours. You gotta just ignore. Oh dear, what did I do? Clicked on demand by mistake. Intuitive Surgical didn't go anywhere. Man, this Love move, Southwest Airlines move was intense. Intense. Micron, you gotta just ignore. Okay, so PL on Friday held in there, which is important. So I think PL is still high watch for tomorrow. Yeah. Plab, talked about that one. PSX, so this is the gas company. It's just way too gappy and wiki. I mean, if I showed the 1 day, you'd see how gappy it was, I bet. And this PWR, Quanta, it's supposed to be like the real deal. Like the GPU people know that they do real stuff. So chart looks horrible though. Copper thing doing fine. Steel thing doing fine. Teradyne needs to build out. I mean, yeah, Friday's thing, down day, just kind of ruined all these charts. It's kind of weird that Thursday was a big up day, right? And some of these didn't move at all. And then Friday, they moved down a lot. UPS just moves too slow. And you might say, who cares if it moves slow, as long as it trends? And it's like, well, you don't know when it's going to trend, so that is the problem. You could buy Amgen, but I don't think that's the best place to throw your money. Like, let's say you're being super, well, I don't think you should be super aggressive here, but if you were crazy aggressive, you had 20% positions in 5 stocks. Well, we don't even have to walk through that scenario. That's crazy. It's not crazy, but I don't know if that's the best for tomorrow. All right, now I'm curious what this BKNG does. It's the only $5,000 stock that's moved a bunch. Oh, it's booking. Oh, I like them. They're in the Pop Apologist podcast. CBRE sort of shaping up something or other. Dollar General still looks strong. For sure it does. Frog holding up there as well. But there's just not a lot cooking out there. HXL might hold this 73. See what it does. Excuse me. These casino stocks are always intriguing, but the moves are just so slow. The range is so little. Same with Merck. Next Era broke down. I don't know how I feel about this one anymore. Prax looks interesting. It does look interesting. We'll see. What else? Ulta's holding in there. Boy. Amphenol just got crushed. ARWR. Let's take a look at this $70 stock. What are they all about? Pharma. All this pharma stuff is like RNA, it seems like. It's moving a lot. So CN failed the day after earnings, so this one isn't necessarily an earnings failure. It's something to keep an eye on because it ran up into earnings and then it failed. Ooh, CRH does look groovy. Okay, what else here? There's just a lot of extremely slow IONS stocks that do move. So let's see what gold futures did. Looks like they gapped up a little bit. Maybe not as much as, well, gap up is not the right word. They kind of just opened exactly where they closed on Friday. So, yeah, they actually didn't gap up at all. So, yeah. I don't know how to feel about that. I mean, it's fine. But it's not great. Okay, where were we here? Looking at KGC. Let's see if we can find this on this massive names on this list here. There we are. Light sold off. Micron, Fabio? If it can hold this shelf, maybe. You don't want to buy it before earnings. But the memory names are definitely kind of sketch, right? SanDisk, Seagate, Western Digital. Actually, Western Digital could hold this level. They just need to go sideways. It's no like condemnation on them or anything crazy like that. Yeah, that's what I think about the memory names. Micron included. McKesson's holding in there. All these gold names are fine, but I think the entry was late last week. Could be wrong. Tower Semi, maybe you can find support there. There was some sort of news since the layoffs in Tyson, their Kentucky plant or something. I don't know why the stock's doing so well. Let's look up some chicken info. Doc Tyson, whoops. Tyson news, layoffs, Kentucky. Maybe it wasn't that many people. It seemed like a lot of people. Okay. 3,000 employees in Lexington. Oh, it's Nebraska. Yeah, and that trickles down. The contractors get laid off as well. Tight cattle supplies and fluctuating demand. So despite all that, this thing is pretty strong. This Netflix merger still going on, all that stuff. WWD holding in there. Should probably note WWD, but I'll just leave it. Scan tomorrow, whatever, it's fine. What else? This Corning, if it can get another ramp, I mean, man, was that an opportunity or was that an opportunity? Like 5 days up in a row. Definitely a missed opportunity there. What else? Roivant just exploding to the upside. That was what's his name's? Ramaswamy's? No, that's not. That's the other guy's company, whatever. I'm amazed by how much volume went into this Sats. Or maybe it just looks amazing because it has 7 green candles in a row. Let me see if I can get this comment to show up again here. I forget what I wrote. I think I said this is actually live. This piece of crap keyboard. Excuse me. And it literally skips back like multiple words. There we go. All right, so I hesitate to mention whatever this is, Well Tower, Wellington, but it does look like it's worth a nibble. It's a real estate, healthcare, real estate thing. So yeah, I would not mess with that, I guess. This thing is too crazy to even look at. Turn. Is that it? Did we reach the end of the line here? I guess so. That's pretty wild. That this is the slowest moving one, 5% move over the past year. I'm gonna get rid of this thing. Whoops. Delete, not detach. Okay. So yeah, another way to sort that's interesting is you can sort by big moves down. That's pretty depressing. We can try that. Okay. Path is in that category. I mean, this is kind of silly because there's going to be a lot of big moves down because Friday was a down day. God, this is stupid. Abandoned ship. All right, what about this? WV. Don't know about this. Yeah, this is not a fun way to sort. It sounds good in theory, because what this is it's like how much it changed versus how much it normally changes. But theory is not practice, right? So, and I already looked at these by market cap. Sometimes a really stupid fun way is just to sort by alphabetical order. Oh, I bet I can't make that sound again. What's up, cool man? You got a comment question? But definitely some ramping action. So this was a miss, and then this was a miss too on the short side. What is my strategy? Well, I want to buy stocks before they go up. And I told you how I sorted these ones. Like, this is the biggest companies, so I sorted by market cap, and then I sorted by how much they move. So they have to move at least a couple percent a day. And then I want to lose like 4 out of 5 times. And I want to win, whatever the opposite of that is, 1 out of 5 times. So, for example, like, I didn't catch this, but certainly it looks good in hindsight, right? Where you risk like $1 here and you make $5. Or you risk 50 cents, you make $5. Yeah, that's the strategy. Does that make sense? Okay. So, what's the deal here? This is selling off. This is whatever. This is whatever. Whatever. AEO just has remarkable strength. Remarkable strength. Yeah, swing trading breakouts. I had no idea what you, I don't know anything about. I just see cool man. So swing trading breakouts. So this would be, so we could nail that down though. Because sometimes breakouts don't work like in certain times in the market. So that's why I've been talking about shorting more in hopes that it can actually be interesting enough to talk about. It's kind of spooky to people, I think. But, breakouts are not always going to be the best idea for a certain time period. So, I mean, I just scrolled through like 100 stocks and none of them. So here's another one. So this is earnings reaction. So that's another strategy, right? You got to tell me, though, Do you already know what I'm going to say? Because I think you probably are going to know what I say about that. So I'll just keep it brief on that. Yeah, this ARWR does look interesting. I guess I'm supposed to keep track of how far away it is from like the 200-day moving average. I need to zoom out. I mean, it's in the stratosphere for sure, but I don't know about that one. It seems kind of scary now. It's up so much. What else? I'm just going to retype this thing. So you're welcome to ask questions and stuff or comment. Cool man, Fabio, whoever's here. But for people who are new, I'm going to retype that so they know that it's actually live and they can comment like that. What else? I guess if I were super active, I'd focus a little bit more on stuff like this, but then we're day trading again, and this is a bad habit. Don't even look at that. I'm sorry I even mentioned that. Yep. Buying after earnings. So like Urban Outfitters is one that's challenging because like, you know, great, you bought it here, you stop out. Maybe you buy it when it reclaims it, you stop out, you know. The third time, maybe you're so exhausted you miss this move. But there are ones that are a little prettier. I don't know if there's any in the retail sector right now. This one was prettier, ANF. So on the 20 whatever this is, it closed here. And you know, it kind of went below or whatever, but it went up 15% basically. So if you were a little sloppy, you would have held through that and gotten a great move. So that's the strategy. It would be great to check in on what the company's up to, like if the earnings are a beat on earnings per share and guidance, which guidance is always like a super scary thing to me, but I just asked ChatGPT and then they're like, yeah, guidance is good, or they're expect to have more revenue. So I'm going to close it out here. I'm just going to write one more thing in case anyone has a question. They can see this. It's actually live. And then we'll close it out here. So just to close it out, the ideas for tomorrow that I see are Twilio, Walmart, RVMD. I think that's a pharma one. I looked at it, but I already forgot. Rivian does cars. Plab does software, I think. And then Lulu. You could probably check me on these, but it doesn't really matter. It's the, oh yeah, Plab does semis. So, yeah. All right. If you like these ideas, hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm. If you made it this far, hit the like button. How much video is this? Hopefully you can play it on 2x speed or whatever. if you want a free course on how to find the next NVIDIA without gambling on startups, hit that subscribe button. I post that in the YouTube posts once a month. Just deleted it, but I'll post it again. The subscribers got it. And then if you want to ask as many questions as you like, check out stockscommunity.com. See you in the next one.
Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.